Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another episode of Farm Simulator 25. In today's episode, I'm going to show you guys how to enable the console or the dev commands and how to edit game peripherals and certain settings and tips and tricks. Basically, I'm going to show you a couple of tips and tricks and I'm going to show you how to cheat. That's really what it comes down to, so stick around guys. All right, guys. So before we can get into our deviant actions here, we are going to first navigate to our File Explorer, and you want to make sure that you go to your Documents. You want to come over here to My Games, Farming Simulator 25. I almost said Flight Simulator. That's funny. And you're going to find the game XL. Now you have a couple different ways. If you open it, you can just hit open. And if it has a default action like here, it'll be open in Edge. We don't want that. So you want edit. Now, if you get that prompt that Windows does sometimes, which says, what program would you like to use to open this with? And you don't know what to use, you simply use Notepad. But I would highly recommend downloading and installing Notepad++. It is a freeware software and is extremely, extremely helpful when it comes to editing lines of code. Especially when it comes to XMLs or Lua files, things like that. Again, so just download the 64-bit version, install it. It's very, very fast. And then when you right-click on this, you should see Edit with Notepad++. There we go. And you're going to come down here and you're going to find, for me, it's on line 33, but you're going to find Development. And you're going to find Controls. And for you guys, this line here will say False if you have not changed this already. Simply, with Notepad++ at least, and even with Notepad, you can double-click a word. It will highlight it and change it to true, as I have done here. Hit Save, or if you're using Notepad, hit File Save, and close it. We're done there. Now, before you can launch the simulator, we have one more step that we need to do. You're going to come over here to your game. You're going to go to Properties, and you're going to go to Launch, and you're going to put -cheats. Okay? The next thing that you want to do is hit space. If you want to increase the load time, you don't want to see the starting videos anymore or have to click through it, you can simply do -skip start videos. Now, a common theme for this particular video is going to be type things exactly as you have seen them here today. Even when we were going through the console commands, they must be typed exactly as you see them. Any change, letter, capitalized, etc. that is not correct in the command will not be recognized. That is the same for here. So skip, capital S for start, capital V for videos, all one word. All right, now you can launch the simulator, load into a career or a map, and it brings us here. So now let's begin with our tips and tricks in using the console. All right, so jumping into the sim now. How do we access the console? The console is accessed by using the tilde key, which on every American keyboard should be directly left of the number 1 on your number row and directly below the escape key. It looks like that. If you guys don't know what a tilde is, it's a squiggly little line. If you need an image of it, go to Google and ask what is a tilde, and it will show you the image if you click on the Images tab. Okay, so hitting the tilde key once brings up our command window. Hitting it again brings it up here. You guys can see I was already doing some stuff because I wanted to show you stuff and I realized I wasn't recording. So first, let's talk about a couple of cool ones that I want to show you guys first. First, we're going to talk about how to set the time of day. Okay. As you can adjust it based on what you're doing. Maybe you're getting close to the end of day and you don't want to. We can set our time of day. So what we're going to do is we are going to type things exactly as you see them here. So we're going to do GS. And I already lost it. Hang on a second. Oh, time. And I'm going to show you guys something real quick. I'm going to put a lowercase s. And we're going to set it for, let's see if we wanted to set it for 4:30 in the afternoon. That would be 16.5. So it runs on the 24-hour clock, but in decimal format. Now, you're going to see command not found. That is because we did not type the time set correctly. Remember, I was saying things must be typed exactly as you see them. Now, one of the cool things is we can either retype it, as we were talking here, and you can see that GS time set is now highlighted there in the black. Once you have the command that you wanted highlighted, you can simply hit enter. Okay, and then now do 16.5. and it is now 4:30 in the afternoon. Now, if we want to set it back to 10 in the morning, for example, we're going to go GS, and one of the cool tips, actually, I'll show you guys a cool trick here. You can hit the up arrow, which will repeat your previous command, and let's say I just wanted it to be 10. Now it's 10 in the morning. Okay, so you can either do any of those, but again, if we wanted to type it all out, we would do it like that. Okay, it just needs to be exact. So that's how you set the time of day. Okay, so next, let's talk about one of the other things that I really need as a content creator is the ability to get rid of the HUD, the GUI. So, or the UI, excuse me, not the GUI. So what we are going to do here is, this one is very easy. We're just going to do GS HUD, and there's again, it's already there for us. We're going to hit enter now and hit enter again. Now, I would come out of the console, take my screenshot, come back into the console, hit the up arrow to repeat my previous command, and enter, and everything is back. All right, so next up, let's talk about the big one, money, money, money. So we're going to come into our command console again, and we're going to go GS money, and there it is right there, add, and amount. And you can also do this by farm ID, for example, if you wanted to give money to a specific farm. And we'll talk about where you find the farm IDs in just a minute. So bear with me on that. But let's say we want to add $500,000. So we're going to go 500, 1, 2, 3. Hit enter, and you guys can see, oops, there's our money. Now you can also deduct it by doing the same thing. So we're going to, again, and all I'm going to do is come back to the front of this and add a minus sign. And you guys can see we're back to where we started. Okay? So, makes it very, very handy to adjust your income on the fly. And, you know, maybe, you know, get something really cool and you don't want to tell your friends that you cheated. That's how you would take the money back out. Okay? Anyway, so let's go ahead and move on. Next, we're going to talk about farmland now. You can buy and sell your farmland, but keep in mind with this particular method, no money is given and no money is taken. So this is basically changing the ownership of land without the exchange of money. So first thing that we want to do is we're going to come in here. All right, so to find our map ID, oh, saving, there it goes. Here are your map IDs, 5, 4, 3, 6, 7, blah, blah, blah. And if you zoom out, obviously, you can do whatever you want. So let's say we wanted to buy plot 20. And using the term buy, let's change that. We want to own plot 20, okay? So we are now going to go into our tilde, or our game console. All right, and we are now going to GS farm land, and you guys can see it right there. Now, careful with all of these. I want you guys to take a look at all of these. You have buy all, sell, and sell all. And that is exactly what they sound like. So if you do buy all or sell all, that's exactly what you're going to do. The entire map will belong to you. So, but in our case, we just want to do buy. And what did we say? I believe it was 20. Okay, so we do that. Notice that no money has changed in our account. And farmland 20 is now green and belongs to us. Okay, so same thing here. We can now do, let's repeat that. And this time we're going to do sell 20. And the other thing I haven't had a reason to do, oops, what did I do? Yep. Oh no, sold from, it sold it, never mind. For some reason I thought I saw an error. So the other thing that I believe you can do is after you put the plot, you can put a farm ID if you are, for example, giving it to someone else. I just haven't had a reason to do that, so I haven't tested that theory. Okay? All right, my friends, so the next thing I'm going to show you guys is how to teleport, how to move quickly around the map. So let's say, since we were in the market of buying a farmland, you wanted to teleport to a specific farmland. Okay, so let's actually go and check out 20 and make sure we really wanted to sell it. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come in here, GS, teleport, there it is. And you can see farmland or X position, Z position. We'll talk about that in a minute. But we're going to go to 20. So we're just going to teleport 20. Bam. There we are, checking out Famrland 20. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and go back home. I want to show you guys something different. All right. So take note of the coordinates down in the bottom left of the mini map. Okay. What we are interested, you can see it says 349.1 degrees, 336, 1126. You're only interested in the second two numbers, 336 and 1126. All right. So, for example, oops. Let's clear out of there for a second. Let's go back to, so that was 336, 1126. 336, 1126. I'm going to forget right as I do this. So we're going to go back to Farm 20. And then we're going to come in here and we're going to teleport to 336, 1126. And hit enter again. And it takes us right back to where we were. Okay? So those are the two methods that you can use to teleport yourself around the map, which obviously is very, very handy. Well, darn it, once again, I wasn't recording. It's always nice when you realize that you're talking to yourself. It's a really awkward feeling, even when you're in an office all by yourself. It's like, oh, hey, I just spent that last 3 minutes talking to myself. That was great. So, obviously, you guys can probably guess what I'm going to show you next is how to add a pallet. Now, you can do a pallet of any kind of item you want if the item has a space in it. For example, goat milk. Okay, you would put space, or in place of a space, you would put an underscore. So let's do this. First, I want you guys to see what I did here. So we're going to go to GS pallet, add, and you guys can see it there. And then you type in the pallet that you want. You can put field type name, fill amount. I keep it very simple. So in our case, we would want, let's say you wanted seed. Oops. There we go. So soybean, potato. So, and this is the really cool part. Field type is seed is wrong. So what you can do here is you can now see an entire list of everything that you can do. So let's see. What am I looking for? Let's do something. I'm trying to find. I already did fertilizer. Let's do lime. Lime's a big one. So let's come back in here and do lime. Funny enough, it didn't seem to care about capitalization when it comes to these names. But there it is. Okay, now, we don't have a forklift, so I'm going to show you guys how to deal with that next. And again, so if you just type in something that it doesn't know, the biggest thing to catch here is that after it gives you an error, it gives you the options of what you can type. Okay? All right, so now we don't have a forklift. We need to move that. So how are we going to do that? Well, you know what? We're going to move it ourselves. We're going to go GS player super strength, and you have super speed and super toggle or super strength. I prefer super strength, so up and down arrows will allow you to cycle between the two. So there's super strength, toggle, enter. Come out of the debug. And now, I got to remember how to pick an object up. Oh, I had it. There we go. There it is. And now, I can move it around because I'm super buff. Like, how often do you work out, bro? And we can set it down. And you can pick up just about anything. So keep that in mind. I mean, talk about working out, bro. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, got carried away. Anyway, so that is handy if you're moving things around, especially maybe if you got something stuck somewhere where you need to get it out at a weird angle. Okay, like if you wedge this between the door or something like that somehow, it is a very handy tool to get things out of the way. Or if you just don't feel like going, saying, and getting a forklift or something. So it does make it a bit easier. And then obviously to disable it, just like we talked before, simply come in, select your last command, and it's now off. Okay, so very, very cool stuff. The last thing that I'm going to show you guys here, well, actually I'll show you guys two more. We're going to take a look at how to fly if you choose, and then, how to change the field state. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to make some changes to various field states. So we're here at, I believe this is field 4. So we're going to come in here, and we are now going to use field set state and just press enter. So GS field set state, as you guys see there. Press enter, close the menu, and this is what we now have. So you can see it's currently set to barley. Let's say we wanted to go to, I don't know, canola. Let's find canola. Wow. There it is. And growth state. Let's say we wanted to green big 2, so it's almost ready for harvest. Weeds, we want invisible. Stones, invisible. Ground type. Harvest ready. And spray type, well, let's just start here. Let's hit apply. Boom. There we go. Let's say we wanted them to be ready for harvest. There it is. We're now ready for harvest. Let's see what the status of the field is. Needs lime. Lime level. Let's change that to 2. Apply. Lime is now done. Now the weeding, I can't figure out how to do. To be honest, I'm missing that. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I've set the weeds to invisible, so I'm not sure where I'm going wrong with that, but it's just the way it is. Let me try spray level 1. Hit apply. Yep, still does it. So I don't think it has anything to do with the spray. But I couldn't figure that one out. That one I can't figure out. But everything else, as you guys can see, you can change and adjust as you choose. Anyways, guys, I hope that this video has given you guys a few cool little tips and tricks on how to sort of set the game up in the way that you'd like and how to get over some obstacles if you're in a rush. Especially as a content creator, you know, people don't always like to sit here and wait for the natural progression of things. They want to see how it can progress and what it can progress into. So as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.